All right, welcome to another installment of Flip Videos here by Mr. Burns. This is going to be local government in Virginia. You should have handout number 8 in front of you. It looks like this. It's just going to be the essential knowledge of local government, which is going to cover the local legislative, local executive branches. This will be our last new information of this unit, although we still have a couple of days of application activities before our unit test. So local government in Virginia, very important topic. Often this is where you have the most impact as a citizen, is in your local government. You're over your board of supervisors, your mayor, your county executive, etc. All right, so let's look at this. Of course, we have 3 branches of government at the local level, just like we did at the state and national levels, legislative, executive, judicial branches who do very similar things. The judicial system is combined with the state at this level. All right, so how do local governments derive their power? And if you're looking on your Cornell notes, the questions will be on the left, the notes will be on the right. So, well, they get their powers from the Constitution of Virginia, which is the supreme law in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And then, of course, acts of the General Assembly. The General Assembly kind of determines what powers go with the state level and then what are given to the local level to deal with. So that's where they're going to get their power from. And here are 7 different areas that local governments tend to exercise their power. So you need to fill these in and know these, that, yeah, they're going to enforce state and local laws through the police. They're going to promote public health and make sure that if there's any kind of public health emergency that we are ready and prepared to respond. They're going to protect public safety, especially in events of, think about like terrorism attacks. They're going to be ready to have a plan to go forward in case something like that happens. Educate children, county schools, city schools. They're in charge of organizing that. Protecting the environment and making sure that the local environment is clean and is kept up. Regulating the land use. Is this area of land going to be used for residential or commercial or industrial purposes? They kind of determine that through different codes. And then we have, of course, levying and collecting taxes at the local level to see, sales, school tax and property tax and sales tax and things of that nature. All right, so let's go down to local level legislative branch. Here we have on the top left corner, we're going to have the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors. In the bottom right corner, we're going to have the Fairfax City Council, of course, with former mayor right here, Scott Silverthorne, former mayor. All right, let's go down. So we have counties, towns, and cities as our local level of government. If you live in Burke or Fairfax or Fairfax Station, you're living in part of Fairfax County. If you live in Clifton, if you're in that town area of Clifton, a downtown area, that would be an incorporated town. They have their own mayor, they have their own city council, but they also benefit from things like the schools of Fairfax County. So they're not completely separate. They have kind of partial separation from the county. Not all counties and cities are given the same power. That depends on local charters, and a charter is a document that lists their powers. Okay? All right. So let's keep going here. Local level legislative branch. We have Fairfax County, which was established in 1742 according to our crest. We do have an elected board of supervisors elected by the voters, and some of their powers include looking at local laws, local ordinances. Ordinances are very specific to that county. They would adopt an annual budget. How are we going to use our tax money to provide services for our residents? So an example of services might be snow or trash removal. Public schools, of course, is the quintessential example. All right, going down. We also have incorporated towns and cities, such as the town of Vienna, Fairfax City, the town of Clifton, the town of Herndon. Okay, and these are the towns are part of Fairfax County. The city, Fairfax City, is technically separate from Fairfax County. So very similar. They have a city town council. They enact ordinances. They adopt an annual budget. They provide services for the residents. It's very, very similar. All right, going on to the second page of number 8. We're going to continue with the school board. So every Virginia county Fairfax City as an elected or appointed school board, and they oversee the operations of our public schools. That's their basic function. They deal with school policy and making changes as needed to the school system, and they take the budget and they figure out how are we going to allocate that money towards the schools and towards buses, transportation, right, and school improvements and new initiatives such as the one-to-one computer initiative. Okay, they're going to look at things like that. All right, let's take a break. All right, moving on. Local level executive or legislative branch, again, they can hire a manager, and that manager can oversee the operations of the local government. So I use the example from Parks and Recreation, Chris Traeger. He was the city manager. Yeah, he's not the mayor. He's not the political head, but he's going to be the person who operates the day-to-day kind of, looking at the operations and making sure that everything is in the right place and that the money's being used properly and things of that nature. All right. Here's the executive branch at the local level. We have Edward Long as our Fairfax County executive, and there's David Meyer, who's the new Fairfax City mayor. Let me pull up a document here. We can see here that David Meyer won as an independent candidate. He won at 42%. This is recently in early February. Beat Ellie Schmidt and Michael DeMarco. All three of these were members of the Fairfax City Council, and they ran for mayor. So David Meyer, he's our new mayor of Fairfax City. All right. And what we're going to have here is the county executive at the county level is going to be appointed by the Board of Supervisors, and they're going to be in charge of several cabinet bureaucratic departments listed here. And then this mayor is either elected or chosen. Again, at Fairfax City, they're elected by the voters. And, Fairfax City's got a new one, and hopefully this guy is a little bit more, has a better moral compass. We'll say. All right, let's go on to a couple more details that, you need to know these, like really minor things about our local government, but you need to know them. These 4 positions are elected to the local government. We got the sheriff, who is the person responsible for keeping the peace in the county. He's kind of the head. He's the one that's going to meet with the media and things of that nature, he or she, of course. Clerk of the circuit court, take care of the duties of the circuit court, make sure the administrative process is set. Commissioner of revenue, kind of the head of the tax, tax collection process, and then the treasurer, who's responsible for allocating the resources, the financial resources of the county or city. All right, so those 4 you need to know. All right, last thing. By the way, there's our sheriff, clerk of the circuit court, and there's the Commonwealth's attorney. A few different details there of some people in Fairfax County. All right. Last thing you need to know is that local government responds first to international and national issues. They have to have a plan in place. So if there's something going on involving public health in the concerns of a pandemic, a disease that's rapidly spreading, local governments have to have a plan in place if that happens. Then the state would step in and help out. Then the national government would help out. It kind of works its way up, because the national government could not help every locality immediately, but the local government could help itself to start, okay? Then you have public safety in the event of an act of terrorism. We have to have a plan in place. Think about that red binder that you see right outside of the door, right outside my classroom door, A110, right there, okay? That binder is a public safety binder in case we have an act of terrorism, right? We need to do shelter in place, we need to do lockdown, etc., fire drills. That's their force. That's the local. Fairfax County is getting us prepared for that. There's also economic developments, making sure that if jobs are moving out, we need to bring jobs in. And then, of course, policies to protect the environment is going to be the last of these 4. So this is where local government responds first. And actually, the next handout that's attached here to number 8 is what you're going to work on next before you go and finish your study guide 40 to 47. And what you're going to do is you're going to look at these 4 areas, and you're going to look at some situations, some scenarios, and you're going to determine which of the 4 areas are being focused on there. All right, that's it. Let's wrap it up. After you finish number 8, let's go on to your study guide. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.